BTS News Today. In the midst of a South Korean entertainment scene that never ceases to surprise, one name has once again rocked social media in the K-pop world globally: Jungkook, the youngest member of the legendary group BTS. In the absence of any previous signs, Jungkook's big decision left not only the fans, but also his bandmates, including Park Jimin, in utter shock. Jimin's reaction to the decision was also the main highlight on various platforms. The story begins when Jungkook, who is currently serving in the army, suddenly applies for a sudden official leave. The fans initially thought this leave was just part of the rest rights that active soldiers had, but not with the observant army. They began to suspect that there was something unusual because Jungkook chose a very specific time to come out, which coincided with an important date that turned out to be closely related to the past between himself and Jimin. Just hours after the news of the leave circulated, the public was shocked again with an official announcement from Big Hit Music that Jungkook had made the decision to perform at a very exclusive and emotional private event, the anniversary of the debut of the friendship between him and Jimin. Although not a large-scale celebration, the event was personally prepared by Jungkook to show how important Jimin was in his life, both as a friend, a comrade in arms, and as someone who had accompanied him through various obstacles. In a handwritten letter addressed to Jimin, Jungkook revealed how hard his life in the military was without the figure who had always been by his side. He wrote candidly about the loss, the anxiety he kept to himself, and how the memories with Jimin became a kind of refuge for him from the cold nights in the military camp. The letter, which was originally just for Jimin, was eventually shared publicly by Jimin himself, with a short note: "I never knew he felt that strongly. My heart is broken at once warm." Jimin's reaction was the center of attention. Shortly after the letter was posted, Jimin went live via the Weverse platform, where he spoke for nearly an hour about how much Jungkook's decision had shocked him. He said that he didn't even know that Jungkook was planning something so deep and personal. With a voice that shook several times holding back tears, Jimin said that he felt guilty because all this time he felt had disappointed Jungkook by not realizing that the youngest brother in their group kept such a big burden alone. During the broadcast, Jimin also admitted that he himself was going through a difficult time and did not talk much with the other members because he wanted to give each other space. However, after reading Jungkook's letter, he feels like he has been reawakened, that the bond they have is too precious to forget. Jimin said that although not many people know, he and Jungkook have a strong inner communication, which doesn't even always need words. But when that communication is cut off by distance and time, the hurt feels so real. The post then went viral worldwide. The hashtags #JikoOkrunian, #JungkookSurprise, and #JiminReaction immediately became a global trending topic on X, formerly Twitter. Armies from around the world flooded social media with emotional messages, reminiscing about the sweet moments between Jungkook and Jimin, and hoping that they would soon be reunited physically and emotionally. Some of the army even made video collages of their various interactions in the past, showing such a sincere and loving closeness. However, the surprises did not end there. Jungkook, who had secretly recorded a song before starting his military service, released a surprise single titled "To You, Always." The song, according to Big Hit, was written entirely by Jungkook and produced in record time shortly before he signed up. The song is a love letter wrapped in a melody and clearly addressed to someone who means a lot, Jimin. The song immediately skyrocketed in various world music charts. In a matter of hours, "To You, Always" was #1 on iTunes in over 90 countries. Music critics praised how the song felt deeply personal, emotional, and real. The lyrics talk about longing, fear of loss, and the hope of being able to start over when it's all over. In the chorus, Jungkook's voice sounds fragile but full of strength, as if it contains every emotion he has endured so far. Jimin, who reportedly did not know about this song before, immediately performed a second live after hearing the song. This time, he didn't say much. Only the sound of his sobs slowly flowed in the middle of silence. The fans cried with him. In one of those broadcast moments, Jimin simply said, "He really did. She made me cry again." Then he smiled a little and looked at the camera with a blank but gentle look. The entertainment world reacted. Many celebrities, including close BTS friends such as IU, Taeyong, and Eric Nam, expressed their admiration for Jungkook's courage to express emotions honestly. Even Western media such as Billboard and Rolling Stone wrote special articles about this event, calling it one of the most human and sincere moments in K-pop history. When reporters tried to reach Big Hit for further comment, the agency gave only a brief statement. Jungkook is a very dedicated and loving person. We support her every step of the way, including in this very personal and meaningful. Other BTS members also responded. Jimin, who recently completed his military service, wrote on Weverse that he was proud to see how Jungkook grew into someone who knew how to love honestly. RM wrote a short poem about friendship and grief. Suga and J-Hope, who was also serving in the military, reportedly wrote personal letters to Jungkook and Jimin. Taeyong, who is known to be close to the two, only posted an old photo of the three of them, with a short caption, "Time will bring us together again." Interestingly, many fans speculated that Jungkook's surprising decision was actually a form of indirect apology for something that had happened between him and Jimin. Some mentioned that their relationship was strained before enlistment, as seen from the reduced interaction and the lack of moments together at the end of the group's promotion. But Jungkook's decision seems to be a turning point, showing that despite the distance, true love and friendship are never completely extinguished. Now, the world is looking forward to the next step from both. Will Jimin avenge Jungkook's actions with a surprise counterattack? Will the two plan something bigger when they return from the draft? One thing is for sure. This story has strengthened ARMY's belief that the bond between BTS members is not just that of coworkers, but that of a true family that takes care of each other, even in silence. In a world often filled with busyness, ambition, and distance, the story of Jungkook and Jimin reminds us that the courage to love, express our feelings, and make decisions for the people we care about is the most precious thing in life. Jungkook's shocking decision may have been simple for some, but for Jimin, and for millions of soldiers around the world, it was a form of love that will never be forgotten. This story is not over. Precisely, when all eyes began to be on the continued interaction between Jungkook and Jimin, a new wave of events arose that made their story even more emotional and full of meaning. After the song "To You Always" was released and Jimin's reaction was clearly recorded by the world, public attention jumped dramatically. The song seemed to open up space for a conversation that had been held between the two for a long time. Shortly thereafter, news emerged that Jimin had personally applied for a visit to the military division where Jungkook served. This is something that celebrities do not usually do, even more so when they themselves are under pressure and public scrutiny. But Jimin, in silence, prepared his steps. He didn't want to just be a listener of Jungkook's surprise, he wanted to give an equal reply, not for the sake of popularity, but because he felt it was worth it. And for the first time in years, the public witnessed how these two idols, known for their hard work, cheerful smiles, and professionalism, dared to show their most human side, longing, sincerity, and love that cannot be described in words.